for a little bit. Oh, you're fine, yeah. And, I changed my mind. Let's actually begin laying down and have your strap handy. Yeah, go get one. You're all right.
This is just so good to be back.
Yeah.
I told the Lord today, by the way, that I have to be.
That you have to come to yoga.
Yes.
Good,
on
good plan.
Wednesdays.
Yeah, so let's just lie here for a moment on your back, and you can decide if you want the legs bent or straight, whatever is the most comfortable. And we'll first just take a little check-in, a little observation, noticing a few things. The way the pelvis meets the floor, and if you're tilted more towards the top of the pelvis or more towards the tailbone, just kind of naturally where you land. And same thing, and that'll affect the lumbar curve. So notice if there's some space between your body and the mat, a lot of space, a little space. And then same thing kind of up in the shoulder blades. Notice where your weight lands. Is it more towards the upper part, the lower part? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Yeah. And same thing in the head. Just check it out. Are you a little tilted to one side? More towards the crown of the head, more towards your chin? And then let's take your hands here just anywhere on your body. And without trying to direct it, just feel the breath and the movement that happens as you breathe. Sometimes take a class from this funny guy named Alphonse. I think he's German. Mm-hmm. And he was guiding us through just this, hands on the belly, breathing. And he's talking about, pretend your hands are the ducks in the water in the pond. And when the breath happens, the wave just kind of, the ducks go a little up and then a little down. And I just thought that was just a really nice way to think of it. Mm-hmm. So we'll let the arms go. If the legs are long on the floor, bend up your knees. And let's take the feet a little bit wider so they're about as wide as the mat. And allow the knees just to take a very gentle windshield wiper, one side, other side. And also just keeping it kind of slow. Yeah. And it might feel good here to have the arms up over your head. It might feel good to keep them out wide. So you can experiment a little with the arms. We'll keep doing this motion with the legs, and let's let it start to slow down. And we'll meet here the next time the legs drop over to the right side. Let's pause there. And keep the legs on the right side, but reach the left knee a little bit away from your head towards the foot end of the mat. Yeah. And then we'll undo, return back to center, dropping the legs over to the left side. And once you've landed, reach the right knee away from your head. A little pull right in there, exactly. And then we come back to center. So let's do that one a few more times. Just a nice slow transition, and then a little bit of a reach, but don't overdo. It's just gentle. Yeah. Now let me say this too. If you are feeling any sort of pinch in the back, that's not what we want. And if that's happening, do a little less with the knee. And let's actually all do this together. We'll meet on the right side again. So when you've landed here, the left knee is reaching away from you. Think about the left back ribs. They're not going to touch the mat, but see if you can bring them towards the mat a little bit. Yeah. And then we'll come back through center. We'll just do one more here on the left. So here we are on the left. Reach the right knee away from you. And then the right back ribs, move them towards the mat, but they won't get to the mat. Yeah. And then we'll come back to center. just give the legs a little hug, a little squeeze, take a little bit of movement here. I like side to side. You could do that, yeah, or circles. Anything goes. And then next we'll take, it's kind of a small movement pattern in the pelvis. So let's set the feet down and imagine the pelvis were the face of a clock here. And we will tilt between 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So this is also the same as the cat-cow, just laying on the back. But let's have it be pretty slow, pretty deliberate. And you're likely finding there's a natural breath pattern that goes with this. I won't say anything about that, but do what feels right breathing-wise. Yeah. Sometimes there's a limitation. There ends up, part of the pelvis gets a little stuck, and then part of the low back ends up compensating and ends up kind of moving too much. So here we are, we're going to just gently do some unwinding in the movement of the pelvis, and we'll see if that makes the low back feel any differently. Let's come to center here. And a little bit ago we did those big windshield wipers. For this one, let's keep the legs more or less in the same place. Don't let them move. And let the pelvis tilt now between your 3 o'clock and your 9 o'clock. Now, if we were to do this really, really large, the legs would go back into the windshield wiper. But see if you can keep it mostly concentrated in the pelvis, that right to left. Yeah, and you'll, for me at least, one side, it loves to go to that side, and the other side is not as easy to do. Yeah. So keeping this image of the clock in mind, let's pause again. And now we'll start to do quarters of the circle. So let's go back up to your 12 o'clock. And then you'll go from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, getting all the numbers. So 12, 1, 2, 3. And then back the reverse, 3, 2, 1, 12. Let's stay on that one a few more times. So, yeah. And you likely feel a little bit of core work involved just to make this happen. You might feel one of the numbers doesn't want to, the pelvis has a hard time, and it either tries to skip over it or bypass it in some way. Yeah, so that's just good information. See if you can really get all those numbers here. Yeah, and then let's pause when you're back to 12 o'clock again and just come to neutral. Take a breath. And now we'll do the other quadrant. We'll get all four, but let's go again to 12 o'clock. Little tuck in the pelvis. And now we'll go to 9. So 12, 11, 10, 9. Besides my more challenging one. And then 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, are you finding something too?
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to go to 9.
It doesn't want to go to 9. Interesting. It wants to skip over that 9 o'clock. Yeah, for me it was just kind of herky-jerky. The movement wasn't very smooth. But after I stick with it a little bit, it starts to smooth out.
Yeah.
And Brian, I'll check with you later, see if you had any results there. Let's pause next time we're back to 12 o'clock. And again, just take a breath. And then don't stay in 12 o'clock. Come back to neutral. Yeah. So now we'll do another quadrant. And when we go down to 6 o'clock, don't go max capacity. It's just a little bit of a tilt. And let's go 6 to 3. So 6, 5, 4, 3. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. Do that back and forth. Yeah, me too. This is a funky one. Yeah, the whole thing is weird. I used to be a professional belly dancer, and all of these movements were, you know, they came up a lot. But it's It's been a while, so
You're gonna do it again?
we'll see.
We're following next year.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. All right, let's pause and just come back to neutral. Take another breath. And now let's go again. This will be our last quadrant. So down to 6 o'clock. 6, 7, 8, 9. And 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, this reminds me of that joke. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. This is a classic, yeah. No, but let's get serious here. Pay attention to those little numbers.
No wonder it doesn't want to go to 9.
No wonder it doesn't want to go to 9. It's afraid of 9 too. All right, and then take another pause. Just come back to center, back to neutral. Take a breath, and sometimes there's a change in the breath after we've done that. Yeah, you might feel the breath going lower down, more movement in the belly area. Yeah. All right, let's take the knees into the chest again. Just roll around for a second. We'll do one more sequence on the back and then we'll roll over to one side. So grab your strap here and we'll put the strap over the right foot, right leg goes up, left leg can be bent or straight. And I'm gonna say for today, let the left leg relax. Sometimes I'll do different things, but for today, just let the bottom leg relax. And then on the top leg, let the leg come a little away from you so it's not max capacity stretch. And let the leg itself be kind of passive as you use your arms to stir little circles.
Oh.
Yeah. So for these circles, a second ago we were moving the pelvis. For this, we want the pelvis to be still and we want the thigh bone to move in the hip socket. Yeah, so just think of ball and socket joint, nice glidey, easy movement. Let's go the other direction. Yeah. And don't worry, we'll get a good hamstring stretch in a sec, but let this be more about the ease in the joint itself. Yeah. And then let's pause and keep the leg so it's still not max capacity stretch. You can even come a little further away if you want. And let's come back to the pelvis, the 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, which is probably a little different in this position with one leg elevated. And now see if you can land right in the middle. So it's not one extreme or the other. Keep that right in the middle. And now use your arms to bring the leg towards you without dipping to 12 o'clock. And here, this is where you'll likely get the hamstring stretch. Now let's enhance this. Press the foot up towards the ceiling into the strap. And the other end of the leg, the thigh bone, move it down towards the floor. So pressing both directions. Oh, yeah. Now we'll keep the leg up. Back off of that slightly. And now from the hip joint, let's take a rotation of the whole leg. So if you look at the foot, now the foot's turning to kind of 2 or 3 o'clock. Probably not 3, more like 2. Yeah. Between 2 and 11 or so. Yeah. Good. Now let's pause when we're at 2 o'clock. So this is also called external rotation. Keep that. Take the whole leg just a little bit to the left, not a lot. And do the thing again where you press the foot outward into the strap and press the thigh bone down towards the floor. Oh, yeah. Here it is. All right, and then let's undo, bend the knee. Yep, lengthen both legs long for a second and just check out the two sides. Yeah, the two legs, the two sides of the pelvis, the spine. The breath, check out the breath again. You might notice a change. Oh, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do side 2. Let's come on up. Left leg up in the strap there. Right leg bent or straight, you decide. And then let's back off a little bit from our max stretch and just make those circles. Yeah. Side is the tighter side for me.
I think they're both.
Yeah, they're both pretty tight, yeah. Also, this side, my circle is not so round. It's kind of a little bit, yeah. So if that's you, maybe go a little smaller, a little slower so that it can be as round as can be, smooth as possible in the movement. And then once you have that, we'll change directions. Let your arms do most of the steering and just let the leg be moved. That's it. And then we'll pause here. And again, if you're feeling a significant stretch, take the leg a little bit even further away, and let's do our cat-cow or our 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock here in the pelvis. And then find middle. Yeah, stay there. Don't tip to 12 o'clock as you pull the leg towards you. Yeah. Now, once you're in position, press the foot, in particular the heel, towards the ceiling. And think of the thigh bone pressing down towards the floor. So going both directions here. Yeah. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Then we'll back off a little bit. And now from your ball and socket joint, let's move the leg in the hip socket. And you'll look at the foot here, and now it's probably going about 11 and 2. Possibly you get more or less rotation in the second leg. Maybe it's a little more. And then we'll pause when the leg is turned out, external rotation. And then we'll take the whole leg just a little bit to the right, not far. Just a little bit, yeah. Stay here, press the foot outward into the strap, and press the thigh bone downward towards the floor. Oh yeah, and there we are. Very exciting. Okay, and then let's undo, bend the knee, release, and just take another check in. Your body, your breath. Yeah. Oh, it's a yoga miracle. Yeah. All right. Now, Kat, I'm curious. Do you have a blanket?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good, because I didn't get one. And Breen, you could use whatever. We're gonna roll over onto one side. Doesn't matter which side you're on. I'm gonna use a block. We just want the head. We don't want the head to be hanging, so the head supported by something. And you might also want something in between the knees. I have got a block. You could use a blanket or pillow. Not necessary, but it might be more comfortable. Yeah, right. Going to sleep. So take the arms just straight out from the chest, from the shoulder, and then your top arm will reach it beyond the bottom arm, and then you'll come back so the palms of the hands touch. So just simple as that. And you'll find here that the whole torso is rocking a little with the arm, and that's what we want. So this is targeting more the shoulder blades, the upper part of the spine. Yeah. And we're going to add on to this here. So the next time we glide forward, as we come back, you'll bend the top elbow, let it sweep across the whole arm. It'll sweep across the chest. You'll turn open just kind of like a twist. And then you'll reverse the direction and slide the arm over again. So do that whole pattern a few times. Simple but effective. Yeah, and for this one, we're not moving the pelvis and the legs a whole lot. Don't hold them rigid, but what I mean is sometimes we do another one where we do a similar movement and kind of roll over onto the back. Try not to go that far. Really just targeting the upper part. Yeah. And then the next time we land with the hands stacked, just pause there, take a breath. And now we'll angle the arms down a little bit in the direction of the knees, and you might have to adjust your head support here. And we'll glide forward, and just the hands for now. So palm to palm, and then reach a little forward. So changing the angle, which will just feel a little different. And then just as before, let's do the one where we slide across the arm, across the chest, and we open little twist. And we undo. Yeah. Well, I did a class once, a friend of mine taught, and the whole class was basically this, different variations of this. Oh my goodness, it was wonderful. Yeah, it was like an hour we did this. It was incredible.
Amazing how it opens everything up.
Yeah. So let's finish up one more round here, and we'll land again with the hands stacked, and just take a little pause. And then our last position here, we'll take the arms up a little more in the direction of your head. And again, you might have to adjust whatever is under your head. Take the top arm and slide it across, and then the hand comes to the hand. So do that just the first section a few times. Yeah, you might get a little stretch right around the shoulder blade. All right, and then just as before, we'll glide all the way across, finding that twist. And then back again. And take a few rounds, just go at your own pace. Usually I like to find a nice rhythm and stick with that. Now this could theoretically, you could match it with the breath some way, somehow. If you want to do that, just figure out what works for you. And sometimes just breathing independently works better. So you choose. Yeah. All right, you guys, let's finish up last one. And then stay here and just take another breath. And before we swap sides, let's take a moment just on your back. So you can turn yourself over onto your back. And let's pick the position you started in, either both legs bent or both legs straight. And from what we've done so far, we might be a little lopsided, but just notice what you notice. The way your body meets the floor, the way the breath moves, where it goes. I'm finding some good results for myself. So let's do the second side here. I'm going to turn all the way over just so I don't have my back to you.
Maybe I should turn that way too.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, it's kind of annoying to have to get up, but yeah. And you're using the block. Are you sure you didn't want like the blanket for your head? Okay. All right. Okay, fair enough. So here we are with the arm just straight out from the shoulder, and we'll start just with the hand slide. So just this little mini movement. Noticing already any differences on the second side, the second arm, shoulder blade. Yes, so let's add on here. We glide forward, and then we come back across the arm, across the chest. And then we'll sweep the reverse direction. And continue this a couple more times. Keeping the legs relatively still. Yeah. And you know what's interesting too, the second side has benefited from the work we did on the first side, so you might find you're getting more movement, it's a little easier. Yeah, let's pause the next time we land. Take a breath. And then we'll slide the arms down a little bit. Same thing, just starting with the hands. And then we'll start to glide all the way across and all the way back. Okay, and then let's pause, take another breath. And we'll slide up to the upper part and start with just the hands. I forgot where I was for a second.
I was
Oh,
thinking
this is nice, yeah. I find this very relaxing, actually.
Yes.
I find it a nice little sequence right before bed.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're gonna add on sliding across the arm, across the chest. After this, though, we will get up, so
No nap.
yeah, no nap in yoga class. Yeah. So hopefully with all of this we've been doing, we get a little lower, middle, upper, the whole spine gets involved. Yeah, let's finish up last one here and we'll land again, take another breath. Yeah. And let's take last little check-in laying down. So come into whatever shape you started, knees bent or straight. And just notice the weight of the pelvis, the curves of the spine, the breath. And let's see how the ducks are liking this. Put your hands on the belly. And like the ducks in the pond. Let the belly move as you breathe and just notice that little rise and fall. And then from here, friends, let's bring the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, maybe a little rock, maybe a little circle. Yeah, and we'll roll over, coming to all fours position. Just take whatever time you need to do that. And upside, we've been laying down for a while, so no rush. Yeah. And Kat, how are you weight bearing on the hands? Is that okay? That's okay. All right.
This has been a while.
Okay. Yeah. So let's do this. From your hands and knees position, just let's take some small circles with your chest parallel to the floor. And notice the weight shift in your hands. Yeah. It's pretty small. And notice, especially when you come forward and around, how the weight goes into the knuckles on the hands. Yeah, let's go the other direction and just check it out. Yeah, so when you go forward, does it go more towards the fingers, towards the knuckles?
I haven't been living.
Yeah, so when the shoulders come forward, you feel that?
My wrist is.
Take your hands and let them turn out slightly, just a little bit. Yeah, is that better?
That's good.
Okay, good. Yeah, and then let's pause here and see if you can press down through the knuckles of the hands, not a lot, just a little, as opposed to pressing down through the wrists of the hands. So shifting a little forward. Yeah. And then as you're doing that, also press down into the pads of the fingers, and the middle part of the finger might pop up a little bit. Yeah, and that's okay. And this is a fairly strong position for the forearms, and they might get a little fatigued, but see if you can keep that for a little bit. And let's move through our cat-cow. So here we are again, back to our 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, weight bearing. And we'll pause, go back to child's pose here, let the hands relax, and go up onto the fingertips. So the whole wrist will lift, the palms of the hands will lift, give the mat just a little kind of scrunchy action. And then we'll pause, set the arms down and flip over so the palms are facing up, and curl the fingers in and out like a sea anemone. Yeah. Great.
Amazing how tight my hands are.
Yeah, that's crazy how tight the hands get. And the more we're on our phones too, that makes it worse. All right, and then we'll do one more wrist stretch. So you'll come back to center. Take your right hand a little further forward and flip the left hand over so the fingers face your knee. That's it. And then do your best to curl the fingers in. You'll make a loose fist. It won't be too tight. And then shift your weight back if possible. Yeah, more towards the hips. And you could stay there. You could go a little forward, back, little rock. Be gentle. Okay, good. And then let's pause, very gently open and close the hand just to undo that. Yep, and then we'll do second side. So the left hand goes a little further forward. Right hand flips over, fingers face your knee. Curl the fingers in, loose fist. And oh yeah, back and forth we go. This is my tighter side. Yep. All right, and then again, let's undo, just gently, gently open and close the hand. In a good way, or?
Yeah, just let me know.
Just, okay, be gentle and go slowly whenever you do stuff like that. Let's just come on up to stand here. Take your time. Oh, all right. Huh, look at this. Class is more than halfway over. We finally stood up. Yeah, so let's stand with the feet just a little wider than you normally would. Slightly wider position. A little bit of a bend in the knees. And then let's take the hips at first. They'll go around in a circle. And the circle is somewhat parallel to the floor here. Yeah. I'm secretly teaching you belly dancing. Yes. Yeah, and then go the other direction. And then we'll change our circle into a figure 8. And it doesn't matter if you go forward or back, they're both valid. And try not to overthink it. And for these, if the 8 is not a perfectly round 8, it's okay. It's really just about getting some movement in. And then once you think you have it, reverse the direction, and that'll mess you up a little bit. Yeah. All right, good. Let that one go. And just take a second. Yeah. And now we'll do this one. Sometimes I call this one catching butterflies, and we do it kind of quickly, but we're going to do it slow motion. So like slow motion butterflies, have the legs kind of wide. And then the butterflies are everywhere. There's some to the side, there's some to the back, there's some down low close to the floor. So yeah. Let's see, this would be better instead of butterflies, like we're in a fish tank and we're trying to catch bubbles here. Yeah. And your feet don't have to stay glued, but you can kind of pivot a little when you need to go to the back. And really what we're doing is just moving the body in all sorts of different directions that it's fully capable of doing, but we don't do on an everyday basis, yeah? We should, but we don't. And, all right, looks like we got all those little bobbles here, so let yourself come back to center. And take the feet so they're not quite as wide apart, just right underneath you, yeah. And now we've been doing various circles in different ways. Let's do a shift forward and back here just on the feet. Going towards the toes, towards the heel. Yeah. And then pause when you're right at the front of the heel and shift a little to one side and to the other side. Yeah, and you can let the feet pronate and supinate. They'll kind of find that little tilt. Yeah. Great. And then find yourself again right in the middle. Root down through the feet, press down right at the front of the heels. Take the arms out and up. And just grow up really, really tall, but be easy about it. Make sure you can breathe. Let the inner part of the shoulder soften without letting the arms drop down. So you're not pushing down. It's just a little bit of a release right there. Yeah, good. Let's do one more breath. And then just release the arms. Nice. So we'll stay at the front of the mat here. Separate your feet about, again, just a little wider than you normally stand. On the inhale, we'll come up, lift the arms. Exhale, we come down, bend the knees, forearms to thighs. I'll mirror you here. Inhale, twist to the right, open up. And on the exhale, we come back down. Inhale to the left side. And come back down. Hands on the shins. Inhale, the chest forward, the legs straight. And on the exhale, we come back down, bend the knees. Press into the feet. Inhale, we come up. And exhale, the arms just down alongside you. So we'll do that again, leading with the left arm. Inhale it up. Exhale down, knees bent. Inhale, left side. Exhale it down. And side two. And down, hands to shins. Let's do our halfway lift, legs straighten. Down we come, bend. Press into the floor. Inhale all the way up. And exhale the arms down. Let's do that one more time, each arm, so it's 2 more rounds. Inhale up. And down we bend. To the right side. And then to the left side. Just go at your pace. And then we take our halfway. Down with a bend. All the way up. And then the arms down. Last round. Inhale it up. And then we're down, bent knees. Left side and then right. You go at your own pace. And then our halfway lift, chest forward, legs straight. Down we come, knees bend, press into the floor, inhale up. And exhale the arms down. Oh, yeah, nice little sequence there. Can be done in a chair if you ever need to. Yeah. So here we are at the top of the mat. Let's do part of that again. Inhale up. Exhale down, this time forward fold. Come up halfway, move the chest forward. And then lower yourself down. You know what, I forgot something. Let's come all the way up. And then the arms down beside you. You might want blocks for the next part, so have them ready. And we'll be bringing a knee down. If you need a blanket or padding for that, have that ready as well. So let's go again. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale the chest forward. Exhale down. This time grab your blocks if you're using them. Right leg comes back. And then we'll put the knee down on the floor. Yeah, just easy version of this here. Pull the blocks back a little and scoot your left foot forward. Yes. Inhale here. And then on the exhale, we shift it back, going straighter in the leg. Inhale, we shift it forward. Yeah, so take that one a few more.
Is it better to lift my foot?
So, good question. She's asking, is it better to lift the foot up or not? Let's try both. So take a few rounds where you go back and lift the toes so you're on the heel. Yeah. And that way you might get a little more of a calf stretch, kind of a deeper pull through the back of the leg. Let's pause with the heel down and the toes up. Notice how the pelvis is likely kind of shifted to the right. Can you shift it to the left a little bit and drop the left hip towards the floor a little bit? Yeah. Nice. Now remember when we were holding the strap, we were pressing the heel and the thigh bone away from each other. Can you do that here? So press the left heel forward, but draw the left thigh bone back. Oh, yeah. Great. Now let's pause, back off a little bit, and now bring the sole of the foot to or towards the floor. Yeah, and you'll feel it in a different place. Yeah. Some people get it kind of top of the foot, side of the shin. You might get it behind the leg too. So let's pause here. We'll make it a little more interesting. This is a weird position. You'll bend at the ankle so the toes bow in. It's a sickled foot position. Yeah. And then move the chest forward here and walk the arms a little bit to the left. And if you wanted to go all the way outside, oh, there we go. No, that direction. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. And now, even though the toes are on the floor, can you find that action again where the hip draws back and the foot moves forward, going in opposition? Okay, interesting. Yeah. So there's a concept in yoga, it's called svadhyaya. It means self-study. So this whole process is a lesson in svadhyaya, or self-study. Let's come back to center. Readjust the foot so the toes point forward. Rebend the knee, and let's walk the foot wide and bring the arms to the inside now. And guess what we're going to do? We get to draw another circle. So around we go. Let it be easy. Yeah. Other direction. Yeah, can you do that? No figure eights here, just circles. All right, and then let's pause. Reset, so the one arm on each side of the leg. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. And now this one will be a little bit more effortful. Draw back the pelvis forward to the chest. Pick up the left hand and put it on the outside of the thigh. Press the leg into the hand and the hand into the leg. And don't let the hand win, otherwise the knee will knock in. So press, keep pressing the leg. Move the chest forward again. And now if you're feeling pretty solid here, take the right arm back. If not, just keep it down. And if you're still feeling pretty good, take the right arm forward. Good. Yeah, nice. Release the arm, release the other hand. Let's step ourselves forward here. Root down through the legs. Inhale it all the way up. And exhale, just the arms down. You're good. We've got a second side here. So do the whole pattern again. Inhale, up we come. Exhale, down we go. Inhale, halfway. And then exhale down, bring the left leg back, knee to the floor. Take a second to get there. Take padding if you need it. Inhale, we're here. Use the exhale to bring the hip back and go straighter in the leg. Start now with the toes pulling up, and we'll do both. And back and forth we go. Yeah. All right. So you're going to pause the next time we shift back. Let's meet there. And likely the pelvis is shifted left. Bring it over to the right. And can you drop the right hip a little bit? A little bit. Yeah. Now, like we did with our strap, press the heel away from you, but draw the thigh bone towards you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, can you spread out the toes a little bit? And try to draw the toes back. Try. Breathe. Breathe. Yeah, breathe. And we're going to relax. Set the sole of the foot either to or towards the floor. Bend at the ankle so that the toes, go. Yeah. Like my second toe, that tendon there. All right, and then move the chest forward, and if you can take the arms to the right, possibly going outside. Oh, this way. Yeah. I guess that's like coming from the spot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, that goes all the way up.
Yeah, so, be kind to yourself. Just let svadhyaya, here we are. Draw the hip back and push the foot forward. See if you can find that concept.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. It's so interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Undo. Back to center. Oh, yeah. So now we got the other lunge. Let's reset the foot, rebend the knee. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee. Here we are. Take a second just to get there. Pelvis pulls back, chest pulls forward. And now right hand on the outside of the thigh, press. Yeah. And that'll firm up. That'll, make a good solid leg. If you're up for it, send the left arm back. And if you're still up for it, send the left arm forward. Continue what you're doing on the right side. Yeah. Don't have the hand here, have it more on the side and press outward with the leg. Yeah. Down comes the arm, down comes the other arm. I know it's work, but it's good.
No.
And then step forward, root down to rise up, inhale. Exhale the arm. Oh, yeah. Great, for me too. Let's just take a little walk, around to the mat. Yeah. Okay. So let's head back. We'll do a calf stretch in downward facing dog. I don't think we've ever done down dog yet today. Oh, imagine that. All right, so here we are at the front. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale halfway. And then down we come. Let's walk the legs back. Go to plank first, just kind of a quickie plank. And then up and back we go downward facing dog. Yeah. Now it might feel necessary to move a little bit. If you want to pedal the legs, you can. Try turning the hands out just a little bit like you did before. See if that's better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also going a little wider might help too with the hands. And it's okay if they go off the mat a bit.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
All right, and then let's pause in your position. And of course, if you need to come out early, that's fine. Bring your feet a little closer together and then a little forward with the right foot. Try to sink the heel down and bend the left knee. Oh, yeah. Wait, and then undo. Right foot a little back, left foot a little forward. Bend the right knee as the left heel presses down. Yeah, you got it? Yeah. Nice. All right, and then reset. Let's come forward and down onto the belly. And yeah, we did a lot of stretching through the back of the leg, but not through the front. So scooch the legs back one at a time. Bend your right knee and hang onto the foot there. Exactly. Send the knee towards the back of the mat, but the navel towards the front of the mat. Same concept as, the heel and the hip, but now it's the knee and the navel. Going both directions here. And then we'll release, switcheroo, bend up the left knee. Oh yeah, knee to the back of the mat, navel to the front. My left one is always the tighter one, but today the right one was pretty tight too. I've been doing a lot of sitting around. And that doesn't help. All right, put the leg down, stay on the belly, just wobble a little bit. So we go here. Yeah. And then let's press back, take a brief child's pose. Keep the arms forward, knees can be as wide as you like, and walk both arms a little over to the right side. And then let's do the other. So arms walk a little bit over to the left side, draw back through the right hip. And then let's come back to center here, and we'll just arrive in a cross-legged seated position. Do feel free, if hips are feeling kind of tight, you can put something under your pelvis to elevate. I don't think you guys need that, but if you do, grab it. And then we'll take some circles. Around we go. Yeah. And then use the arms here as like a little push-pull lever system. Go the other direction. Yeah, and then pause. Let's change which leg is in front. Yeah, and then take the right arm over to the side and the left arm over. Yeah, I usually try to mirror you guys, but sometimes I mess it up. And then some people find that more confusing, so. All right, up we come, other side. Yeah. Good.
I'm tired of dyslexia.
Yeah. Circle out the wrists, move the shoulders, just kind of move a little bit. Yeah, let's find those little bubbles again. All right, you guys. From here, let's turn over and come onto your back. And we'll take a few of these before Shavasana, knees bent, feet on the floor. Just take the hands at the hip crease, right at the root of the thigh. And on the exhale, press the hands straight into the legs. Yeah. And then on the inhale, you'll back it off. Let's do that 2 more times. Nice slow exhale and a gradual press. And then a slow inhale and a gradual back off. Good, last one. Awesome. And now whatever position you started in, legs bent or straight, let's do one last little check-in before Shavasana. And it might be in Shavasana position, so just find where you were. And let's start from bottom to top. Just take another little scan, little check-in. Notice how you've landed, what feels different. And if there's any change in the breath. And you might remain in this position, or if you need to adjust to find your Shavasana, do what feels comfortable. I'm going to turn out that light. And as your body lands, then you allow the work to be finished. Can you just drop in? Deeper, fuller breath. Start to smooth a little bit in a gentle way. Feels right, you might stretch the arms, maybe turn your head from side to side, anything like that.
You're ready. Let's let the knees bend. Roll over onto one side. And from there, take your time. Back up to sit. Meet with hands right at heart center. Thank your body for everything that it's able to do. Thank yourself for being here. Namaste. Namaste, yogis.